redundant. Episode 3, just to recap, this was the episode that I sent out to TV companies, and it was the one that the TV companies sent back. To be honest with you now, I don't think that they could have read it past, the first couple of pages, because I do think this was quite funny. Now, bear in mind, this recording was sort of, I hadn't pre-read it. Do you know what I mean? Same with the other ones, because I know that if I pre-read it, I will want to edit it heavily. And so I just say, right, okay, just read it as it was. So I took it and read it, and some of it I thought was actually quite funny. It's dated, definitely. I mean, it's 20 years old now. That world has completely vanished. There's a moment in there where, like I talk about a mobile phone, like it's a thing from space. And there's another bit in there where the subject of lycra underpants comes up. And at that time, lycra underpants, at least for men, as far as I'm aware, were not that common. I was strictly a cotton man at the time. And so, there's a couple of sort of historic things like that which date it. But generally speaking, I thought it was quite good. So one thing before we begin, it's just a small thing, and you probably know this. The word pants in Britain means underpants, not trousers as it does in America. And ladies' underpants are commonly referred to as knickers. And that's about it, really. The episode does contain some rather puerile humour. It's a bit, I suppose it's a bit gross in places, but in my opinion, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So here it is. This is the complete Glitterballs episode 3, Pants 5 degrees centigrade. I hope you enjoy it. Scene 1, Glitterballs entrance foyer, night. The venue is very busy on the night of a gig. Beyond the dance hall doors we can hear the muted thud and boom of music. Punters are queuing outside, the bouncer George letting them in a few at a time. Tim is in the box office taking money as a 30-something man approaches the window. This is Alex Clamp. He is with a very pretty girl in her 20s. Alex. Yeah, Alex Clamp, +1. Tim looks at the list out of view of the punters. Tim. Sorry, no Alex Clamp. Alex, indignantly. Are you sure? I'm the head of the Arrogant Ones record company. That's the band that have sold the place out tonight. Tim. I'm sorry, sir. You're not on the list. Alex. Oh, this is ridiculous. Let me speak to the manager. There's obviously been some kind of mistake. We posted a VIP guest list to you just the other day. Or doesn't the Royal Mail come out this far into the boglands? Tim. I'm afraid it's not really the manager's department, sir. Alex, loudly. Well, who the hell's department is it then? George cuts in. Is there a problem, sir? Alex. I'm attempting to inform whoever is in charge here that while the premier recording act of Scum Records is filling his tills with cash, the head of that label is being treated like a smelly vagrant in the foyer. George. I see, sir. Are you on the guest list? Alex. I should be, but it seems due to some ignorant bumpkin I am not. George. Do you have a ticket, sir? Alex. Of course I don't, you fool. I'm a millionaire music magnate. George. Well then, you can afford a £5 ticket, can't you? Alex, fuming. All right. To Tim. 2 tickets. To George. But this matter isn't over yet, I can tell you. George. Yes, sir. I'm aware of that. Alex. Oh, are you? George. Yes, sir. We sold out tonight in advance. Popular group, this one. Alex, losing his temper. I know that, you oaf. I'm the head of their record company, Scum Records. Damn it, I am scum. George, taking Alex by the arm and steering him towards the door. No need to be so hard on yourself, sir. A little rude, maybe. Alex begins to struggle. Alex. Get your hands off of me! I demand to see my band! Let me in! Let me in, damn it! George ejects Alex. His girl hurries out after him. Alex points angrily to George through the glass doors. Alex. You haven't heard the last of this. I'll have your job. He exits with girl. George, straightening his clothes. Toss her. Tom enters cheerfully. Tom. All right, lads, how we doing? Tim, worried. Tom, there was this record company bloke just here, kicking and screaming because he wasn't on the guest list. Tom. What was his name? I should know him. When I was in a band, I made it my business to get to know all the big-timers as well as I possibly could. Shakes his head and gives a brief laugh. Christ, the things I had to do. Tim. Oh, God, what was his name? Clunk. Klutz. Tom. No, doesn't ring a bell. George. Wanker. Tom. I'd need more to go on than that, George. George. I had a nice bird with him, young 'un. Tom. Par for the course. Tim. Oh, I remember. He said he was scum. Tom. No, too general. Oh, well, never mind. Tom turns to go. As he does so, George remembers something. George. Hang on. I remember in the scuffle his shirt come up a bit and there was a small birthmark just beneath his navel and rising out of his pubic hair. Looked like a splat of bird shit. Tom freezes and screams at the camera. Ah! Alex Clamp! Glitterballs, a situation comedy written for television but performed for podcast by Mike Bennett. Episode 3, Pants, 5 degrees centigrade, Part 1. Two. Interior, Max and Doreen's office, day. It is the middle of the morning. Doreen is writing in a ledger while Max opens the post with a letter knife. He has a small pile of assorted envelopes on the desk before him, and from this pile he takes a small jiffy bag. Inside it is an audio cassette wrapped in a letter. Aside, me to you. This is the way we used to do it if you were in a band or if you were working in a music venue. This is the way bands used to send their music to people. Demo tape wrapped in a letter, put in a jiffy bag. But, back to the story. Max. Here's another one. He reads. Hi, we're Chunderbucket, a thrash grunge power outfit from Slough. We're putting together a small tour in August and we'd really like to include your venue as one of our dates. We've got loads of record company interest and are strongly tipped for world domination. But hey, check out the tape, man. We think you'll agree. It totally kicks ass. Yes, and I bet it sounds like arse too. Max looks at it for a moment, then tosses it over his shoulder where it lands in a box half full of tapes just like it, along with letters, opened and unopened, of various sizes. Max drops the new letter in with them. Max. Imbeciles. Doreen, still working at ledger. When are you going to take that box into Tom's office, Max? That's his post you're flinging about. Some of it might be really important. Max. I hardly think Chunderbucket and their many odious contemporaries could be considered really important, dear. Doreen. It mightn't mean anything to you, but to a lot of young people, it's art. Max, tossing another envelope over his shoulder. To a lot of young people, half a cow rotting in a fish tank full of formaldehyde is art. In a couple of years, you won't be able to move in Athena for decomposing farmyard animals. Max suddenly realizes the letter in his hands is for him. Max. Good God, this one's actually for me. He opens it. Perhaps it's a demo tape from Shirley Bassey. He looks at the letter. Oh, no. Wait a minute, it's from John and Sue. Doreen looks up from ledger, smiling. Doreen. Really? Max. Yes. Oh, it seems some friends of theirs are on their way back from a spell in London on the night of the 7th, and they're wondering if they might. He looks at Doreen and smiles. Stay overnight. Doreen. What else does it say? Max. Let me see. Reads. Roy and Carol are great friends of ours who, here we are, enjoy all the same things as us and love meeting new people with similar interests. Doreen chuckles naughtily. Max continues reading. Sorry about the short notice. Give us a call if it's too much bother. He looks up at Doreen, who shakes her head emphatically. Otherwise, have fun. I know you'll enjoy them as much as they'll enjoy you. All the best, John and Sue. P.S. They should be with you by about 8. Doreen. Hang on. Short notice. The 7th? That's today, isn't it? Max, with shocked disappointment. Oh, no, not tonight. He goes to the calendar on the wall. We've got... Doreen checks the diary on her desk. Max and Doreen together. Porkman! Scene 3. Interior. Tom's office. Day. Shortly after Scene 2, Tom is leaning back in his chair with his feet on the desk, talking on the telephone. Tom. No, I think it's a brilliant idea, Roy. The more publicity, the better. He listens a moment, nodding. Oh, yeah, the Dinglebury Herald is such an integral part of the local community. He makes a face and pauses to listen. Could you take pictures of the band? I don't know. I should think that'd be okay. I'll need to check with them, of course. Listens. Yeah, no problem. I'll put you +1 on the guest list. I look forward to meeting you in person at last. There is a knock at the door. Max enters immediately, not waiting for a response. He carries the box of tapes. Tom continued. All right, mate. He lowers the chair to a normal sitting position. I'll see you later. Cheers then. Bye. Tom hangs up the phone and looks at Max's box. Max. This is all the mail from the last week or so intended for you, but addressed to the manager or just Glitterballs. If we're to avoid any repeat of this mutual inconvenience, I strongly suggest that things intended for you are so marked before they turn up here at my address. Tom, shocked. A week or so? Jesus, Max, what did you tell me before? Tom rummages in the box. Max, haughtily. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware it was in my job description, sir. I thought all I had to do was run this place. I didn't know I was also a delivery boy from Shite Tapes Are Us. Tom. It's not so much the tapes as the contract, Max. Holds up A4 envelopes for Max to see, then, recognising one, tears it open. Oh, here it is. Max. What? Tom. Tonight's contract. Rex at Vim's been very worried. Max. Rex? Woof woof. Pining, is he? Tom. Rex happens to be the top US artist agent at Very International Music. I was supposed to get this back to him a fortnight ago. Fortunately, we're old friends, and my word's good enough for Rex. Max. Ha! As long as the word's walkies, eh? Ha ha! No, seriously now, I'm entertaining tonight, so Mrs. Price and I won't be around. Tom looks up interested. Max. Don't worry, I'll be down occasionally just to check up on you. Tom. Oh, no, really, don't trouble yourself, Max. Relax. Take the night off. Everything'll go just fine without you. Max. Yes, that's what I'm worried about. He turns to go. Anyway, if you need me, just call up. Max opens door. Tom. Righto. Max exits. Tom smiles broadly. Tom. We might actually have a hassle-free evening for once. He opens contract and begins to scan it. Now, let's have a look at this. Running his finger down the contract. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Then, smile falling. Bugger. Scene 4. Interior. The lounge in Max and Doreen's apartment. Day. It is approximately 1 hour after Scene 3. The lounge is fairly standard, albeit in Max and Doreen's rather glitzy taste. Sofa, armchairs, TV, record player, playing record, a ballroom dancing trophy with a statuette of a tiny couple crowning it stands in pride of place on the mantelpiece. Flanking it are framed photos of Max and Doreen in their younger days. In one corner of the room is a small bar, behind which Max, now sporting a smoking jacket, is mixing 2 martinis. Clamped between his grinning teeth is a cigarette holder with a lit cigarette. Both he and Doreen are wearing the same clothes as earlier, but they are relaxed. Max's tie is loosened and his top button undone. Doreen has kicked off her shoes and dances in stockinged feet upon the rug to the sound of Herb Alpert's Slick. Max mixes the drinks, bottles, shakers, ice cubes, etc., in time to the music. Doreen flings cushions onto the sofa and floor in appropriate places, and also places a bowl of fruit in the middle of the coffee table, and, picking a grape from the bunch, she dances to Max and pops it into his mouth at the same time as he pops an olive into hers. They are very happy and clearly expecting good things of the evening ahead. 5. Interior, upstairs hallway, day. Tom enters the hallway. We can hear the muted sound of Max and Doreen's stereo. Tom listens a moment, looks anxious, then proceeds to their apartment door. He raises his finger to their doorbell, hesitates, then presses it. 6. Interior, Max and Doreen's lounge. Day. FX. Sound of doorbell over music. Max and Doreen, hearing the bell, stop and look at one another. Max frowns. 7. Interior, upstairs hallway. Day. Tom stands nervously outside the door. FX. Muted music cuts out. Suddenly, the door opens and Max thrusts his head out, cigarette holder jutting rakishly from his teeth as he looks at Tom. Max. Why, Tom, what a surprise. Everything going just fine without me? Tom. Well, there is just one little problem. Max. A problem? Don't tell me they want to eat in my flat, because if they do, they can... Tom, cutting in. No more in-house catering, Max. I'm sending them out to eat. Max. Well, what is it then? Tom. Well, you know you had those contracts of mine in your office all this time. Max. Yes. Tom. Well, obviously I couldn't read them, check over the details and stuff. Max. No, I suppose not. What of it? Tom. Well, Porkman's rider is a bit unusual, and I haven't been able to sort things out. Max. Rider? Tom. Yeah, you know, food, beer. Max nods, comprehending. Tom. Mineral water? Pants? Max's expression of understanding falls flat. Max. Pants? Tom. It's not a common request, but, here, see for yourself. Tom hands Max the contract and points to the point in question. Max takes it and reads aloud. Max, reading. Due to the often impossible circumstances concerning laundry on long-haul tours, the promoter agrees to provide five pairs of clean new underpants for the artiste. These underpants to be placed in the dressing room fridge at a temperature of no more than 5 degrees centigrade after the artiste's performance. These garments shall be provided at no cost to the artiste whatsoever. Max lowers the contract and looks seriously at Tom. Then he bursts into laughter. Pants at a temperature of no more than 5 degrees centigrade? Good God, are they quite mad? Tom fidgets. Tom. No, Max, it's serious. I checked with Rex at Vim. I've got to get hold of 5 pairs of pants tonight. Max. Well, looks at his watch. You'd better phone for some takeouts, Tom. The normal pant retailers are just about shut, mate. Tom. I know. That's what I wanted to see you about. Hesitates. Max. Yes? Tom. Well, I was wondering if... Max. Wondering if what, Tom? Tom blurts out imploringly. Lend us 5 pairs of pants, Max. I'll replace them tomorrow, honest. Max. Oh, no, Tom. No. Not for all the tea in China. I'm very attached to my pants, with a faraway look. Every pair holds a special memory. No, you'll have to hurry on home and get 5 pairs of your own, I'm afraid. Tom. I can't, not now. I've got to stay here and sort out the band. They'll be here any minute now. Max. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sure you'll think of something. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm having it off. The night, that is. Max closes his door. Tom looks desperate. Then, from the stairs, we hear Pete's voice call up. Pete, out of view. Pete was a sound engineer, you may recall. Pete, out of view. Hey, Tom, the band's here. Tom, to himself. Brilliant. Scene 8, interior. The ballroom, day. The floor is strewn with flight cases, microphone stands, etc. The PA is assembled. Reggie is on the stage helping the Porkman crew with an amplifier. Pete is talking to a huge man who holds a briefcase in one hand and a mobile phone in the other. Mobile phones at the time were kind of new. Most people didn't really have them. I know I certainly didn't. But anyway. He wears a body warmer, sweatshirt and jeans. Around his neck hangs a tour laminate. This is Ox. Other visitors shamble about, some bringing in equipment, others just idling. Tom enters and walks over to Pete and Ox. Pete. Here he comes now. To Tom. Tom, this is Ox, Porkman's tour manager. Tom extends hand. All right, Ox. Ox pockets phone and shakes Tom's hand, firmly but not intimidatingly. Ox. Nice little place you've got here. Pete goes. Tom. Thanks. Massaging his hand after the shake. Ox, I was wondering, could I talk to you about a detail in the rider? Ox. Sure, what is it? Tom laughs. It's the bit about the underwear. How are the lads fixed for pants at the moment? Ox, gravely. Oh, badly, mate. We've been on the road a week now, and only one bloody so-called promoter has stuck to his pants. Anger rising. Frankly, Tom, it makes me mad. I try to contain my temper with these shysters, but the pathetic excuses they come out with. He mimics. Oh, the shops were shut, or I couldn't find a contract. I mean, can you imagine what it must be like for the lads going out there night after night, rocking their arses into a sweaty turmoil, and then coming off to find there are no pants in the fridge? Tom. No, must be hell. Ox. Oh, it is, and not just for them. We have to share a tour bus with them, you know. Tom. Yeah, nasty. Ox, calming down. Yeah, well, so, what was it you wanted to know about the pants clause? Tom. It was 5 degrees you wanted him served at, wasn't it? Ox laughs and slaps Tom on the back, knocking him forward. As if you could possibly keep pants at any other temperature. Tom laughs nervously. As if, yeah. Tom notices Dave enter. Tom. Excuse me, Ox. Tom crosses quickly to Dave. Dave. All right, Tom. Tom. Dave, thank God. Go home and get me 5 pairs of your best pants. Dave. What? Tom. Listen, everything's rapidly going pear-shaped on me tonight. I've got 5 pairs of pants on the rider and none in the fridge. Dave. Pants on the rider? Tom. Exactly. If I can't get 5 pairs of cacks sorted out by the end of the night, then the tour manager's going to be going into the pants manufacturing business using my skin as some hideous lycra substitute. Dave. Lycra? Tom. What about it? Dave. You wear lycra pants? Tom. Well, I've got a couple of pairs. Dave. Aren't they like knickers? Tom. Look, forget my wardrobe, will you? Can you sort me out some pants or not? Dave. No. Tom. No? For pity's sake, Dave, please. I'll replace them. Dave. Oh, it's not like that. It's just, well, they're all dirty. Tom. All of them? Don't you ever do any washing? Dave. Of course I do, when I have to. Well, you know what it's like down the laundrette. Always busy. You can never get a machine. And then there's the dryers. Tom, cutting in. Yeah, all right, never mind. Dave. Why don't you go home and get some of your lycra ones? Tom. Look, they're not all lycra. And anyway, I can't. Dave. Why not? Tom. Well, let's just say we use the same laundrette, okay? Dave. Well, what about Max? Won't he lend you any? Tom. Tried him. No go. All his pants are filled with memories. Dave. He can't get in the laundrette either. Tom. Well, there's only one thing for it, Dave. Dave looks uncertain. Scene 9. Interior. Gents' toilet. Day. Closed toilet cubicle doors as seen from the outside. In the background, the muted thud of the sound check can be heard, while from behind the cubicle doors comes the sound of fumbling. Then, Tom, out of view. Okay, how are yours? Dave, out of view. Oh, perfect. Sniffs. April fresh. Yours? Tom, out of view. Well, more like late March, really, but they'll do. The doors open and Tom and Dave emerge holding their pants. Tom, lycra shorts, Dave, cotton boxers. They glance about conspiratorially, then quickly stuff their pants up their shirts before exiting shot. Scene 10. Interior. Max and Doreen's bedroom. Day. It is about 6 p.m. The bedroom, like the lounge, is standard but decorated with glitzy taste. King-sized bed, wardrobes, dressing table, etc. Max and Doreen are getting ready. Doreen is sitting at the dressing table putting makeup on. She is wearing a posh blouse and slacks. Max is pacing about in a lustrous quiff wig, looking at himself from different angles in a long mirror. He is wearing a crisply ironed beige safari suit with a leopard skin patterned cravat. In the background we can hear the muted sounds of the sound check downstairs. Max, looking in the mirror. You know, I'm not sure if this suit is right for tonight. Doreen, turning to look at him. Oh, I don't know. I think it reflects your sexual personality. The hunter. Max smiles. Dashing. Dangerous. A beat. Beige. I think you look like a real stud. Max. Really? Doreen stands next to him and they admire themselves together in the mirror. Doreen. Oh, yes. Roy and Carol are in for a real treat tonight, Tiger. Max growls at his reflection. Scene 11, interior ballroom evening. After sound check, people busy about the ballroom floor and stage. Behind the sound desk, Tom and Dave are talking to Pete. Close up on Pete, then Tom, and so back and forth. Pete. You want what? Tom. I need your pants. I can't explain. I just need them. Pete. I don't wear pants. Tom. Eh? Pete. I don't wear pants. I go commando, don't I? I like the chicks to see me meet. Like, you know, when I'm up on the stage changing the microphones over, all the chicks down the front can't take their eyes off my bollocks. Tom and Dave exchange a look. Then Tom. All right then, Pete. Thanks anyway. Tom and Dave turn to go. Pete. Hang on, what about Reggie? Cut away to stage where we see a rear view of Reggie bent over a drum kit, arse cleavage spilling over the top of his jeans. Tom. I think maybe... Pete shouts. Oi, Reggie! Tom. Really, Pete, it's not that. Cut to stage and Reggie, as he straightens, turns round and scratches his crotch. Pete shouts. Come here a minute. Tom wants a word. Tom smiles weakly. Scene 12. Interior. Gents' toilets. Evening. Same toilet cubicle shot as in scene 9, only now Tom and Dave wait outside the cubicles. A door opens and Reggie emerges and hands Tom a pair of soiled, once white Y-fronts. FX. The buzzing of flies. Reggie. So you'll get us a new pair then, Tom? Tom. Yeah, thanks, Reg. Reggie. Good. I don't know what I'd do without 'em. Tom turns to Dave and hands him Reggie's pants. FX. Flies buzzing. Tom. Here, Dave. Put 'em with the others. Dave looks horrified and is about to object, but seeing the trusting smile on Reggie's face, he takes the pants and smiles feebly. Scene 13, interior, ballroom, evening. I've got no idea where this is going. Tom's point of view, close-up of the doors from the ballroom to the foyer. Tom's hand comes into shot and pushes one of the doors open enough for the camera to move into the doorway. We see George and Virgil in the foyer. They look to the camera questioningly. Cut to Tom and Dave in the doorway. They exchange a look of doubt. Cut to previous Tom point of view shot of George and Virgil as the camera retreats and the door swings closed. Scene 14. Interior. Central ground floor passage. Evening. Tom and Dave are talking to Gary. The scene opens close up on Gary. He is standing in the staff entrance to the bar. Gary, incredulous. No way, Jose. Tom. Please, Gary, I'll buy you a new pair. Gary. What are you like? Give the band my pants? You're mental. Gary turns to go. Tom. 2 pairs. And a $5. Gary looks back over his shoulder. Scene 14, interior, gents' toilets, evening. Tom and Dave stand outside the toilet cubicles as Gary steps out and hands Tom a pair of skimpy black briefs. Tom smiles and takes them, but Gary keeps hold of them by the elastic waistband, and the pants stretch. They exchange a look, and Tom fishes out a $5 with his free hand. He hands it to Gary. Gary takes the note in his free hand and the pants spring to Tom. Scene 15, interior, box office, evening. Tim, that's Dave's brother, Tim sits reading Tolkien. His mother, Mrs. Brooks, is out of view, bending down behind him, rummaging in her bag as Tom opens the door. Dave is behind him. Tim looks up. Tom. Tim. Tim. Tom. Tom. Tim. I was wondering. Suddenly, Mrs. Brooks sits up and comes into view with some knitting in her hands. Cut away to Tom as he freezes in mid-sentence. Cut to Mrs. Brooks from Tom's point of view. Heavy, soft focus with sexy saxophone music. Cut to Tim, looking expectantly at Tom. Cut to normal shot of Mrs. Brooks. Mrs. Brooks. Hello, Tom. I thought I'd keep Tim company tonight. Hello, David. Dave. All right, Mum. Tom is still frozen. Tim. What is it, Tom? We opening early? Tom, snapping out of it. No, knitting. I mean, nothing. We're just checking to see if you're all right. You all right? Tim. Fine, yeah. Tom. Fantastic. He backs himself and Dave out of the door. I'll just leave you to it then. See you later. Tim and Mrs. Brooks exchange a puzzled look. Scene 17, interior, ballroom, night. The venue is recently opened. Punters throng about the darkened hall. Music pounds over the PA. Scene 18, interior, box office, night. Tim deposits cash from the previous punter in till and looks up to serve next in line. A couple in their mid-20s, in casual dress. The girl wears a camera around her neck. This is Roy, Phillips, and Alison, reporters for the Dinglebury Herald. Roy P. Hi, I'm Roy Phillips from the Dinglebury Herald. I believe Tom put me +1 on the guest list for tonight. Tim runs his finger down the list as he speaks. Tim. Let's see. Oh yeah, got ya. He crosses the name off the list. That's fine. Roy P. Thanks. Oh, by the way, where is Tom? I need to check with him to see if it's okay to take some pictures with the band and, well, I've never met him in person, so I don't know what he looks like. Tim. Ask for him at the sound desk. One of the blokes there will get him for you. Roy P. Cheers. Roy P. and Alison exit to ballroom and 2 more punters step up. Scene 19, interior, Max and Doreen's lounge. Night. Max and Doreen are sitting on the sofa side by side and staring steadily ahead. They each hold a martini. In the background we hear the muted sound of the music downstairs. Max looks at his watch. Max. Nearly 9. Where can they be? I made a very clear note of their names on the guest list and gave precise instructions that they should be told to come straight through the ballroom and up here. Doreen. I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation, Max. Perhaps they're having problems finding the place. Max. Yes, or perhaps they've found the place and now they're having problems. They've probably been robbed by the rabble downstairs. Respectable as they no doubt are, they'd be targeted immediately and savaged. My God, it'd be like hurling a couple of nearly new Marks and Spencer cardigans into a jumble sale. Doreen. Don't be ridiculous, Max. They'll be perfectly all right. Max, getting up. I can't take that chance. I'm going down to check with Tim on the door. Doreen. If anything, they've probably stopped to watch the first band. Who is it tonight, anyway? Max, going to the door. I don't know. Some bunch called. And then we insert the name of this week's real band. Scene 20, interior, stage, night. This week's real guest band perform their song on stage. This is intercut with Pete at the sound desk, Reggie nearby at the lighting controls, squirming uncomfortably, Roy P. and Alison moving among the crowd, watching the band for a bit before catching Pete's eye. Roy P. talks into Pete's ear, and Pete indicates the nearby private doors. Roy P. nods his gratitude. Max trots downstairs and reaches the door at the bottom which connects to the ground floor passage. Roy P. and Alison step through into the passage from the ballroom as the band finish their song. Scene 21, interior, central ground floor passage, night. Max steps into passage from stairs as Roy P. and Alison enter passage from ballroom. Max smiles. Can I help you? Roy P. You're not Tom, are you? Max. Smile drops. No. Who are you? Roy P. I'm Roy. We'd like to take some pictures. This... Roy P. tries to introduce Alison, but Max interrupts, delightedly. Max. Roy! Oh no, it's me you want to talk to. I'm Max, the manager. I live here. Roy P. Understanding. Ah, we need to see you then, about the pictures. Max. Pictures? Well, not usually, but why not? Nothing like a bit of exposure, eh? Roy P. That's what we thought. Max. Smashing! Wow! He cocks his head in the direction of the stairs. Come on upstairs. Have a drink. He exits upstairs. Roy P. and Alison look at one another questioningly a moment before shrugging and following Max upstairs. Scene 22. Interior, Tom's office, night. Tom and Dave are examining the pants spread out on Tom's desk. Tom. 4 pairs, if you count Reggie's, and I'd rather not. We'll use them as a last-minute resort. Dave. Perhaps we could buy some off a punter. Tom. I think it unlikely that a stranger to our cause would understand, Dave. He mimics. Excuse me, mate, can I buy your underpants off you? You can do it if you want, but I'm not going to lose my front teeth over a pair of cacks. Dave. OK, so we are someone we know. We must know at least one bloke down there. Tom can't argue with that, so he doesn't. 23. Interior, Max and Doreen's lounge, night. Max enters the lounge with Roy P. and Alison behind. Doreen is behind the bar, adding olives to 2 fresh martinis. Max. And this is my wife, Doreen. Doreen, brightly. Hi! She holds up martinis. I thought he might have found you. I fixed you both a drink. Good journey? Roy P. A little uncertainly. Yes, thanks. Max is poised over the stereo. Max. They'd like to take some pictures, dear. Max lets the needle hit the record. Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual begins to play as Doreen smiles wryly. Scene 24. Interior, box office, night. As before, Tim looks to a couple who approach the window. This couple are in their mid-30s. Their style is flashy and out of place. We recognise them immediately as Max's guest, Roy Scott and Carol. Roy S. Hi. He points to himself. Roy. Then he points to Carol. Carol. Tim. Pleased to meet you. It's £5 each. Roy S. Laughs. No, Max and Doreen are expecting us. Roy and Carol Scott? Tim, understanding. Oh. He locates them on the list and crosses them off. Go right up. He indicates directions. Through the crowd, over to the doors marked private. Through them, then there's a door to your right. Just go on up the stairs. They're waiting for you. Roy S. Thank you. Roy S. and Carol exit. Tim exchanges a look with his mother. Scene 25. Interior, upstairs, corridor, night. Tom and Dave enter from Tom's office. Tom. All right, so we find the first bloke we vaguely know, explain everything, and then offer him a £5 for his pants, right? Dave. Right. They exit into stairway down to central ground floor corridor. Scene 26. Interior, central ground floor corridor, night. Roy S. and Carol enter corridor from ballroom and look about. They both have drinks. Roy S. Oh, Max and Doreen certainly have a swinging place here. Carol. Let's hope they live up to it. They chuckle as they reach the door to the staircase upstairs. Roy. This must be the door. The door to the staircase opens and Tom tumbles through, followed by Dave. Tom collides with Roy S., spilling his drink. Tom. Oh, sorry, I've spilled your drink. Can I get you another? Roy S. No, it's okay. You must be Max. Tom laughs. No, I'm Tom. Sorry, you're... Roy S. Roy. Tom. Oh, God, Roy! I'm so sorry I forgot all about our meeting. It's me you need to see. Max is just this old... well, forget him. I'm in charge of all this. Indicates ballroom. Roy S. Impressive. Dave nudges Tom in the back. Tom laughs. Listen, Roy, I know we barely know one another, but can I ask you a favour? Roy S. Sure. Tom smiles. Great. Come upstairs. Tom turns, winks at Dave, and they both go back upstairs. Roy S. and Carol exchange a curious glance, shrug, and exit after them. Scene 27. Interior. Max and Doreen's lounge. Night. Roy P. and Alison are sitting rigidly on the sofa, holding martinis and looking uncomfortable. Tom Jones's Help Yourself plays in the background. The camera pulls back and we see Max and Doreen sitting next to them, also with martinis, grinning. Max raises his glass. So, here's to new friends. The others raise their glasses. After taking a sip from hers, Doreen places her drink aside and gets up onto the rug in front of the sofa and begins to dance. She looks at Max, who smiles, puts down his drink, and joins her. They dance in a 60s-esque manner, and Doreen reaches her hands out to Roy P. Roy P. looks embarrassed and tries to refuse, but Doreen takes his hands and pulls him up. He begins to move awkwardly. Max smiles lecherously at Alison and reaches out to take her hands. She pulls her hands back and eases herself off the sofa and towards the door. Alison. I really think I ought to take some pictures now. We might be missing the band, Roy. Roy P. Yes. Backing off the floor in the opposite direction since Max and Doreen are between him and the door. Yes, I'll come with you. Thanks very much for the drinks. He moves behind the sofa. It's been nice meeting you. Max and Doreen look confused. But we really ought to go now. Max utters a confused laugh. Hey now, come on, relax. You can't just go. We've got the bed ready and everything. Roy P. and Alison exchange a look of fear. Scene 28. Interior. Upstairs corridor. Night. Tom opens the door to his office. Roy S., Carol and Dave are behind him. Tom. Roy, can I see you alone in my office for a moment, mate? Roy S. looks surprised and yet keen. He enters office. Tom turns to Carol. Sorry about this. Won't take a moment. Perhaps you and Dave could get better acquainted while we're inside. Dave likes taking pictures, don't you, Dave? Tom exits into office and closes door. Carol. Well, this isn't quite what we were expecting, but, She runs her fingers through Dave's hair. What kind of pictures do you like taking then, Dave? Scene 29. Interior. Tom's office. Night. Roy S. is looking at the pants on Tom's desk. He picks up a pair and looks at Tom questioningly over the top of them. Tom laughs nervously. Oh, no, this all seems very bizarre, Roy, but I'm afraid I don't really have time to explain. I was wondering if I could borrow your underwear. Roy S. looks interested. Scene 30, interior, Max and Doreen's dining room, night. Alison is crossing the room to the hall door. Max comes running in behind her from the lounge, laughing, and catches her as she reaches the door. Max. Wait a moment. Don't be so hasty. It's okay if you're shy. It's nothing we can't. He reaches behind her and squeezes her bottom. Overcome. Alison reacts with shock and rage. She slaps Max hard across the face. Max falls back and Alison opens the door. On seeing the incident, Roy P. cries out, Roy P. Alison! Roy P. runs over to the door. Max. Alison? Roy P. punches Max in the mouth. Max falls out of the door and into the corridor. Scene 31. Interior. Upstairs corridor. Night. The camera is outside Max and Doreen's flat, looking down the corridor at Dave and Carol, who are rolling around on the floor outside Tom's office in an embrace that looks like a mixture of passion and struggle. Max flies into the foreground as he crashes into the corridor wall and slides to the floor unconscious. Dave and Carol break off and look up. Dave. Max? Suddenly, Tom's office door opens and Tom runs into the corridor looking frightened. He clutches numerous pairs of pants to his chest. These are scattered everywhere as he trips over the bodies of Dave and Carol. He falls to the ground and begins frantically grabbing at the pants as Roy S. enters from the office. He is naked from the waist down, his shirt tails obscuring his privates from our view. Roy S. Now give me yours, Tom. This is fun. Don't run away. He stops as Alison and Roy P. come out of Max and Doreen's flat and are stopped in their tracks by the sight of the writhing bodies in the corridor. Alison raises her camera and starts taking pictures. Behind them, Doreen rushes out and goes to Max. Doreen. Oh, good heavens, Max! Max! Doreen kneels and cradles Max's head in her lap. Alison. Come on, Roy, let's get out of here. With a bit of luck, this might make the front page. Roy P. nods and follows Alison as they exit down the stairs. Tom. Roy? Front page? Oh, Jesus, that's the bloke from the paper. Doreen, horrified. The paper? The local paper? Tom. Yes! Doreen drops Max's head and runs after them down the stairs. Doreen. Roy! She exits. Out of view. Roy, there's been a bit of a mix-up. Tom. I'll say. He looks at his watch. Oh man, Porkman are going to be off stage in 5 minutes. Tom gets to his feet and starts picking up pants. Dave and Carol get to their feet. Carol picks up Reggie's pants and holds them up with a look of disgust. FX flies buzzing. Carol. Jesus, what are you going to do with these? Tom. Give them to the band downstairs. Carol. Why? What did they ever do to you? Tom, tired and desperate. I can't explain. I need pants. Roy S., indicating Max. What about his? They can't be any worse than those. Reggie's. They all look down at Max. Tom and Dave look at each other. Cut to Roy S. and Dave taking off Max's shoes while Carol loosens and begins to tug at his trousers with Tom. This causes Max to stir. Max, eyes closed. What? Tom grabs Reggie's pants and presses them over Max's nose and mouth. FX flies buzzing. Max's eyes open in alarm and roll back into his head as he passes out again. Carol, as Max's trousers come down. Got 'em! Now, let's get his... They all stop and look in stunned disbelief at Max's underpants. We do not get to see what they're looking at. Then, slowly, they all look up at each other, open-mouthed, and silent a moment before Carol looks down again. Carol. Well, at least they're clean. 32. Interior, ballroom, night. Pete and Reggie, in between the sound and lighting desks, are playing a game of travel drafts. That's checkers in America. Over the cheers of the crowd, we hear the amplified voice of Porkman's singer. Pete and Reggie listen. Porkman's singer, out of view. Thanks a lot. This is our last song tonight. FX, crowd roar. Pete and Reggie, relieved to know that it is nothing important, resume their game. A power chord clangs out over the PA. FX, loud guitar chord. Pete makes a face, twiddles a knob on the desk and turns his attention back to the game. Scene 33. Interior, stairs, night. Tom and Dave run downstairs clutching the various pairs of pants. In the background we hear the muted booming of Porkman's closing number, though it is just a noise rather than a song. Scene 34. Interior, kitchen, night. Tom and Dave run out the back door. Same background FX. Scene 35. Exterior, back alley, night. Tom and Dave run down the fenced-in back alley that runs along the side of the building. It contains dustbins and various items of junk. It is uncovered and is illuminated by moonlight and street lamps. The alley leads to the street and a backstage fire exit. Scene 36. Interior, backstage corridor, night. The backstage area consists of a small corridor. At one end, a door marked as a fire exit, at the other, the rear entrance to the stage. 2 doorways are set into the walls of the corridor. One is a dressing room, the other a toilet. The lights are on in the dressing room. Suddenly, the door marked as a fire exit flies open and Tom and Dave burst in, look about and duck into the dressing room. Scene 37. Interior, dressing room, night. The dressing room is Spartan. A table, a fridge, some chairs. There is a sink in one corner, and the bags and belongings of the band lie about the place, along with empty beer cans, as Tom and Dave hurry to the fridge and begin folding pants and placing them onto the fridge shelves. The folding and placing of the pants is frantic, and we never really see the individual pairs. In the background, we hear the muted music end and Porkman Singer shout, Porkman Singer out of view, "Thank you! Good night!" FX crowd roar. Scene 38, interior, backstage corridor, night, continuous from scene 37. Tom and Dave hurry outside into the corridor and act casual as the 5 members of Porkman emerge from the stage and walk past them, ad-libbing remarks and greetings to Tom and Dave, who cheerily return them. Porkman file into the dressing room and close the door behind them. Tom and Dave's smiles fall from their faces as they nervously hurry to the door and press their ears to it, listening. We hear the American accented voices through the door. Porkman 1, out of view, delighted. "Hey guys, fresh underwear!" Various Porkmen, out of view. "Woo, yeah, all right!" Tom and Dave smile. Porkman 2, out of view. "Hey, check it out! Pick and mix! Who wants what?" Various laughter, out of view. "We got briefs, lycra, shorts, more shorts, and..." With awe. "Whoa, what the hell are these?" Tom and Dave's smiles wilt. Porkman 3, out of view. "You think they're manufactured that way or customized?" Porkman 1, out of view. "I don't know, man. Like, what are those things inside?" Porkman 3, out of view. "Hey, Jim, don't touch 'em, man." Porkman 1, out of view. Shocked exclamation. "Ah!" FX, chair falling over. Porkman 2, out of view. "Jim, hey, you okay, man?" Porkman 1, shocked, out of view. They moved." Tom and Dave look horrified. Scene 39, interior ballroom, night. The audience is gone. Pete and Reggie are packing things away. Tom and Dave are hanging around the front of the stage. Tom is fidgeting nervously. Tom. "Oh, come on, Dave, he won't hurt you. You just be a representative. I'll give you their money and then go and hide until they're gone." Dave. "Too late, Tom. Here they come now." The members of Porkman come strolling from the backstage door and head for the load-in doors to exit. As they go, they wave to Tom and Dave and ad-lib thanks. The last band member stops as he exits the ballroom and writhes strangely and uncontrollably for a moment before regaining composure and exiting. Tom. "That'll be Max's pair, then." Dave nudges Tom anxiously, looking off camera. Tom follows his gaze and stiffens. Cut to Ox walking grimly towards Tom. Tom, fearfully, thrusting a wad of cash at Ox. "All right, Ox, here's some money. Great gig, eh?" Ox. "Can I have a word with you?" Tom and Ox move away from Dave. Tom looks terrified. They stop when out of earshot. Ox, through gritted teeth. "It's about those pants." Tom. "Pants? What about 'em? Weren't they cold enough?" Ox. "Oh, they were cold enough. They were perfect." He shivers. "Well, one pair was perfect. Exquisite, even. I think you know the ones I mean." Tom, confused. Ox, tense. "Oh, don't play games with me, Tom, please. You know, the special ones. Do you have any more? I'll pay you handsomely. Just one pair." A smile spreads over Tom's face for a moment before he assumes a business-like air. Tom. "When you say handsomely, Ox, just how much are we talking?" The music you're listening to is called The Show Must Be Go by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit incomptech.com. And so there it was, ladies and gentlemen. That was Glitterballs episode 3. I don't know if you could hear on that, but there are a couple of moments where, you know, the bit with Reggie's underpants and the flies buzzing thing, that just caught me completely by surprise. And even if it's not particularly funny, you may argue, but I just, well, you just listen. This is the uncut version. And hands Tom a pair of soiled, once white Y-fronts. Sorry. FX. the the buzzing of flies. The buzzing of flies. And then a bit later, it appeared again. Carol picks up Reggie's pants and holds them up with a look of disgust. FX flies buzzing. And a bit later, it appeared again. Tom grabs Reggie's pants and presses them over Max. Tom grabs Reggie's pants and presses them over. Oh dear. Try again. Tom grabs Reggie's pants and presses them over Max's nose and mouth. FX flies buzzing. Max. So there you are. Deep down, you can see that despite my 50-odd year exterior, I am, in fact, only 12. Pip pip and cheerio.